Onichano wa onimai, or onimai, as it is known around, has been sort of like a star darling anime of the previous season, or I guess like the end of this season. It was very good. I liked it a lot. I'm a big fan of Ryo Imamura. I like his work. I think he's an amazing artist, great animator, and he was animation director, so I was very excited to watch the show. I expected it to be basically only fan service, but I was pleasantly surprised to know that the show actually tackles sort of like a very crucial and important topic in today's world, which is basically the disillusioned man. The idea of how to tackle the disillusioned man and its approach is something that a lot of people have talked about, in the political sphere. What do we do about the disillusioned modern man? And I think Onimai kind of touches on it really in a smart way early on, but I think it overall falls short. In Onimai, one of the main characters is Mihari. Mihari is the actual main character's sister, and what's important about Mihari is that she's a very feminine girl, but she's also adapted a lot of masculine aspects, a lot of masculine traits, or traits that we would consider, in a culturally conservative way to be masculine. She is the earner of the house. She's a scientist. She is a very sporty person. She's like a sports prodigy in many ways. And, Mihari, the genius that she is, she decides to help her brother, Mahiro. And Mahiro is the picture perfect image of like the disillusioned sad man that we don't know what to do with in society. He has no friends. He's like stuck home all day. He's obsessed with the internet or media or anime or video games. And he's just like a lost cause, a NEET. Interestingly, Mihari and her ultimate wisdom, Mihari is basically just like the smartest character in the show. She's kind of like the voice of reason and the voice of intellectualism. Mihari's decision is that her not how to make her brother happy, but how to revitalize him in society. That the way to go about it is to essentially force feminine traits on him. She forced transitions him basically into a cute little girl, and the question arises of what does this mean? What is the show trying to say? I think the show is in some ways maybe on purpose, maybe not, is trying to bring in the topic of to become a man in the modern world where women can't step into the male role. You have to step into feminine roles in some ways, and that might be approaching relationships in a feminine way, approaching day-to-day in a more feminine way, taking on feminine tasks, like cleaning, being more thoughtful, being more friendly. These things are, in many ways, they're considered to be more feminine tasks, and they develop Mahiro to be a more rounded human being, which is essentially what he needed. What's interesting, though, and what I always waited for at the end of the show, is that at some point the elephant in the room has to be addressed, that Mahiro is living happier now, but would that go away completely if he was to be turned back as a man? And obviously I haven't read the manga. Not obviously, I should read the manga, I will. But I was a little disappointed that the show didn't touch on that at the end, even though a lot of people do consider it better for that reason, because it kind of becomes like a trans fantasy, right? Like the answer is implicit with the premise that because Mahiro was able to become a woman, he is just happier now. But that question is always looming, and that doesn't seem to be the goal of either Mahiro or Mihari. The goal seems to be that at some point he will turn back, But it does make you question, when this person's like going to school with a bunch of middle schoolers or high schoolers, or all his like girlfriends are like starting to fall in love with him because they think he's a cute little girl. It does kind of start to reveal the sad truth that he can't just be this cute little girl. He has to at some point make a decision to either truly become the little girl or become the man and learn from his experiences. So I wish they would have gone on with that, but I guess that might be for the next season. I hope they do. That studio does do it. I hope Rio Imamura also works on it. So yeah.